She's so high.
No, that's
high above
that's awful.
me.
That's awful. You are starting with something different.
High above me.
You weren't even on key. That was terrible.
I know it wasn't on key. The point is not to be on key. The key is not to be on key. She's so high, high above me.
What are you trying to? Are you trying to do the voice of Ted when he made the same joke that was made in the Family Guy Star Wars of the everything in the 90s that was sung ends in A?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cognitive game.
Hi, I'm the Cognitive Gamer. I'm here with Cool Guy, which is a terrible name. We're here to talk about movies, surprisingly.
Right.
This is PostGrad movies. And the lights go down. So, Cool Guy, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So when you say a little bit about myself, what exactly does that entail?
Just tell me a little bit about yourself. Welcome to Who Wants to Be a PostGrad Millionaire?
What?
Yeah.
What is even happening right now? I'm so
Tell me a little bit about
confused.
yourself. Just come on.
I'm so confused.
It says here that you enjoy playing basketball.
What? Where are you even getting any of this information from?
You filled it out before you came on the show. It also says here, this one's kind of funny, that while during your undergrad career, you used to hang yourself from a flagpole and yell at people.
What?
It also says you like to enjoy naked runs at midnight.
I never said anything like that.
All right, moving on to question 1. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh, my God.
What unit of measurement is used to measure milk?
To measure milk.
Kilograms? Is it in gigawatts?
Okay.
Is it in gallons?
Okay.
Or is it in inches?
No, see, the correct answer is none of those. The correct answer is actually the milk-liter.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
No, that is totally correct.
It's measured in gallons.
It is. That was. Why are you allowed to make puns but not me? That isn't even fair. Oh my God. Milk-a-liter was fantastic.
Ugh.
Oh my God. It was great. I don't even know what you're talking. Anyway, whatever. Thank you all for sticking through us with that garbage that he decided.
Thank you for playing Who Wants to Be a PostGrad Millionaire?
Anyway.
Yes. The millionaires. The millionaires of PostGrad.
You have to cover your mouth while you're talking.
Yes.
There you go.
Welcome to PostGrad.
You sound like a really whiny version of Bane.
I am so tired. I've been building this base for 3 hours.
What the hell? It's like Bane mixed with King Candy.
I don't know. It's just a voice. Just what'd you do this week?
No, you start. What did you do this week?
I've been playing Who Wants to Be a PostGrad Millionaire, obviously.
Oh, really? Did you win?
Well, I asked myself questions, so yes.
Oh, okay, good.
I haven't done much this week. I'm still recovering from the flu, but today I'm pretty much 100%.
Nice.
I've had this weird curiosity of trying Taco Bell's new breakfast menu.
Have you?
But I have not made it out yet.
Oh.
So I can't bring myself to just be like I tried to order some last night because we got Taco Bell on the way to the YuGiOh tournament because we hate ourselves. And
yeah, that sounds awful.
I got a burrito, and but I ordered. I'm like, yo, can I get one of those sausage tacos, which is a waffle, okay, with a sausage on it and then eggs.
And is it bent in half or something like that?
Yeah, it's like folded like a taco. Yeah.
Wow. And did you have it? Did they give it to you?
No, they couldn't give it to me. They're like, that's only served in the morning. And I'm like, well, none of your signage says this. I was disappointed and did not get my waffle taco.
Yeah, well, I mean, next time you gotta go during, breakfast. It is breakfast.
It's also Taco Bell. It's made for stoners. Why wouldn't they serve breakfast for stoners?
Right? I mean, after 12, they should just serve it,
Exactly.
No one's gonna buy their breakfast in the morning. Who the hell's gonna do that?
God, it's gross.
It's gonna be at midnight and later.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thinking anyway.
Right.
I've been Doing homework, I guess.
Your life is so exciting.
I know. I haven't done much this week.
You went to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament too.
Yeah, I did. I've been playing a new deck. It's called Gurgias, which is highly meta. And
Did
I
you
did pretty
win?
good. I took 6th place.
Nice.
So, yeah. Out of, I think, 40.
Wow,
So
that's really good.
yeah. So, I mean, I tied with like 7 other people.
Oh, that's not as good. What about Cynic? What did he get?
He lost. He lost his ass.
Really?
Yeah, he was trying a new deck out.
What was he playing?
Zombies?
Really? He was. Oh, right, because he wants zombies now.
Yeah. Anyway, so I haven't done much with my life the last week. I've mostly been trying to be productive. I have a lot, like, the semester's up in a month, and I have a lot of work to do.
Oh my god, it is. Holy crap.
Yeah, man. Time is flying by at a pace that I am trying to keep up with, and it is very difficult.
Right.
Luckily, it's only Thursday, and I still have Friday, Saturday, Sunday before anything's really due.
Yeah, right.
How about your week? What have you done? It was more exciting than mine.
Well, my car is still busted. We found out that it was the differential in the back of the car. You know what a differential is, right?
I'm going to say yes, but no.
It's what helps, when you're turning and stuff like that, the outside wheel in the circle will have to turn faster than the inside wheel. It's what lets that type of stuff happen. And, the tires don't get ground and blah, blah, all that type of stuff. But anyway, the differential got busted. And we've been taking it from one mechanic to the other, trying to find out if we can, if we have to replace the entire differential or if we can just replace tiny pieces inside the differential. And we took it to one guy. He said entire differential. We took it to another guy, and he's currently looking at it. So hopefully next week we'll have a usable car.
That sounds like an expensive fix.
Not really, actually.
Replace the whole differential.
I mean, it's a reasonable, I guess, price for a car part.
So like $2,000.
No, it's actually a couple $100.
That's nice. What kind of car?
It maxes out at like $1,000.
I guess it depends what car you drive.
It's a Ford Expedition, so it's pretty big.
It's also a Ford, which is usually pretty cheap to repair.
Yeah. And also the greatest thing is the fact that this car, we have had it since like 2001. So this car is literally 12 years old and is still running like a boss.
Same with my Ford.
It's great. It's great. And it's funny because people always say that Ford stands for found on the road dead. But I've never had that problem, so...
No, my Ford's amazing. I need to replace the brakes, though.
That's important. That's an important part of the car.
Yeah, you'd think so, right?
Yeah, no, I would.
Anyway, I filed my taxes this week. That was another thing I did.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I'm getting a refund, which is nice.
How much refund? Is it a significant refund or just a really crappy, like, here's $30 kind of refund?
$1,000.
That is really good.
Yeah.
That is great. You paid a lot in taxes then.
Yes, I did.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Well, it's awesome now. That was my thinking. I'm like, right around May, I'm going to have zero money. So a nice kickback will be nice. And I turned out to be correct.
Fair enough.
Yep. Anyway, anything else exciting did you do? Did you, I don't know, jump off a roof or something? Did you, paraglide over the Himalayas? Did you rent a trampoline and then rent another trampoline and then try to, infinitely bounce between trampolines?
I've actually done that before, and it is surprisingly effective. If you angle them both almost at 45 degrees, you can pretty much keep on jumping back and forth between them.
Did you try Taco Bell's new breakfast?
No. I don't know if it's gotten here to Puerto Rico or not, actually.
You don't know if that herpes has been spread yet.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm also a vegetarian, so most of all breakfast options are off the table for any fast food restaurant.
Why? It's just eggs and a tortilla.
It always has some sort of meat. It always has some sort of meat.
You can get it without meat.
No, you can't. That stuff literally comes flash frozen together.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it totally does. And they go all right, microwave time.
Yeah, but you microwave it all separately. It's assembled for you on a very minimum wage line, okay?
Taco Bell breakfast. Assemble.
Yeah, man. It assembles. It assembles itself into a breakfast. And then assembles itself into diarrhea.
Also, another thing that I did this week was, since you guys didn't send me any videos at all and I had to cover for all of your behinds, I played a lot of games.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
and it was really cool because first I played one called One Chance, which is the one that I actually want to talk about.
Okay.
The really cool part about this game is the fact that you literally, okay, have one chance to play this game.
Okay.
Obviously, it can be circumvented sometimes by going into incognito mode, but some people have reported that that's not the right way to do it or that it doesn't work. So they don't know if they use some sort of cookies that they put on your computer or something like that. They don't know what exactly it is that the game does, but you literally have one chance to play the game and save everyone. And the premise is that there's a pathogen that's spreading through the air, and it is going to kill every living cell on Earth in 6 days.
All right.
So you basically have 6 days to try and find a cure. But obviously, it's the type of thing where you can try and find a cure, or you can spend time with your family, or you can hang out with people from work, you know, stuff like that. And it is a really, really strong emotioned game, I suppose. Like, the emotions that you feel in the game are really intense, and they're made more intense by the fact that you can't play again.
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So did you save everybody or did you die with your family?
If you want to know what happened in the game, you should check out the video that's going to go out tomorrow on PostGrad Games, because I recorded the entire thing. But before you do, I urge you to please play the game. Just play it, okay? It is so good. It is so good, but you have to be ready to be kind of sad after you play it. But the game is on Newgrounds. You can find it on Newgrounds, or you can just type in One Chance onto Google and it'll pop right up there. If not, on the description of our video, the link is right there. All of the games that I play, the links to them, since they are mostly web-based games, are in the description. So
where can I find it?
Newgrounds,
Which is a
website that hosts a lot of Flash content.
Which I could find on the
internet.
Which is invented by...
You want me to say Al Gore, but I'm not going to say Al Gore.
I don't want you to say Al Gore. I was hoping you'd say white men. The internet is extremely discriminatory towards women because it's invented by men for men, and it's just an awful place.
Is it really?
No, it wasn't.
I've never ever heard of the internet being referred to as that.
As an awful place?
No, as invented by men to keep women down.
And the brown man. It's invented by white men who want to keep everybody else oppressed.
This has rocked my world. As a brown man, I am incensed.
As a brown man. This taco is not spicy enough.
Exactly. What the hell does Taco Bell think it's doing?
I know.
Putting only mild salsa on my salami. Anyway, the point is, One Chance is a great game. And I also played a game called Cycle, which is a pretty nifty idea where you basically run around as a little pixelated character and you run in a circle around this world. It's a side scroller basically, and then as soon as you cross a line, your past self phases in and you have to kill that past self, and you have to do that 7 times.
Interesting.
Which is a really cool idea for a game. And then another game that I played was the one that actually went out yesterday, Wednesday, and that one was Dark Deception, which is basically a first-person Pac-Man game, or a Pac-Man-like game, that is also a horror game. So you are in a hotel and you're trying to collect soul shards from people that have died previously in the halls of the place, while you're being chased by these malevolent creatures that are going to kill you.
Interesting.
Which is awesome. The game is awesome. I really, really enjoyed that game.
I played a game this week as well.
Really?
Yeah, I played a game called Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
Okay.
Which was on PlayStation Plus, and I heard the game's only like an hour and a half. So I was like, it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, I'm too tired to do work, but I guess I'll play a game.
Right.
So I played Brothers, and it was pretty... Oh my god, the emotional impact. I was not expecting that.
Really?
You want me to just spoil it for you?
Okay, spoilers, skip ahead like maybe a minute.
So the whole game is about you controlling both brothers at the same time.
Really?
So like the left stick and L2 control one brother, and then the right stick and R2 control the other brother.
Yeah.
So it's like essentially a series of puzzles. But you're on a journey to save your father, and the little brother has like issues because he saw his mom die. She like drowned in the ocean.
That's awful.
Yeah, I know. So both brothers are on a journey to get this magical plant that'll save the father, and it's like set in like the Brothers Grimm type of universe. Like there's giants and there's like trolls and cyclopses, but essentially the whole thing is this lead up to the very end when the older brother dies because he gets tricked by a woman who's actually a spider.
That's how it tends to happen, actually.
They get lured into a cave, and then the little brother was like, "No, this is a bad idea. You just met this woman." And the older brother's like, "I might get laid." So you go into this cave, and then the girl ends up being a spider, and then you defeat the spider, but in her last gasping breaths, she like impales the older brother, which is really sad. So it's like this lead up to him dying, and then you having to control the little brother all by yourself. And then you get to this part. So essentially, you can't swim, which is a big thing, right? As a little brother. So then you get to like a part where you have to swim, and your controller starts shaking, and you're like trying to swim. You like walk into the ocean, you use your buttons, but then all of a sudden you realize if you press the older brother's action button, you can start swimming. So it's like you can harness the strength of your older brother that is now dead.
Oh my god.
It's really depressing.
Oh my god.
I mean, the final scene is the little brother and the dad at the graves of his wife, and his son pretty much sacrificed himself to save the dad, so I'm sure he's feeling guilty. Anyway, so he's breaking down and crying, and the little brother's like, "But I'm stronger now."
That's how superheroes and supervillains are born. That right there.
Pretty much. I mean, it's a really short game, so if you want to play something that's like powerful and really short, you should play Journey.
Oh,
But then after that, you should play Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
If you want to see us playing any more games, go to YouTube and find us at PostGrad Games. We have a ton of really great videos where we do a bunch of other different stuff as well. You know, worth your times. We do Let's Plays. We also do a thing called SciPlay, where we play a game and talk about science. It's really cool. So enjoy us over on that area.
I'm going to be making a video on Infamous, but it's going to be worth your time, but it's going to be worth your time after you beat the game, because I accidentally beat the game before I could record a video.
Right.
So that game was surprisingly short. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to news.
News? No. We're moving on
Let's
to
move.
theaters.
Let's move.
Oh my god.
What?
News
What?
is literally in the end of the episode. I don't know what you're smoking. That news is in the front.
Let's move. I just have some really interesting news. That's all. I don't want
We'll get there. We'll get there. Stay tuned for interesting news.
Question number 2 for PostGrad who wants to be a millionaire.
Okay.
What color is the sun? A, is it blue? B, is it red? C, is it my eyes? Or is it D, yellow?
I'm torn. I'm torn between blue and my eyes. I'm gonna go with blue.
Dun. I'm sorry. It is my eyes. C. Thank you for joining us, cool guy. Thank you. You have already won 100 million frog legs, so congratulations. Please proceed to the exit.
Oh, look, what does it say right above the exit door? It says theaters. So in theaters this week, we watch Captain America.
Do you ever notice in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Like when they lose, the host is always like, like, it's like fake sympathy. It's kind of like, shucks, that's just terrible. You gotta go.
I know, and whenever they get the correct answer, he always snickers to himself and feigns the fact that they lost. He goes like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. What are you gonna tell your mother now that you have lost and you won't be able to take all of this fantastic money? And she will be really, really, really sad, and you will have to tell her that you moved on to the next level." And it's it's every single time. But the point is, we watched Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier. That's
what we did.
Yeah.
That was Such a good movie.
Yeah, for theaters this week. Anyway, so let's move on to theaters.
With is a 6.8 Gulgabosh. On Rotten Tomatoes, you have a 22%. On Metacritic, it has a Grudge, and it scored at least 6 Googleplexes.
So on IMDb, it has an 8.3. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got an 89 with a 79 top critic score, and on Metacritic, it's got a 70%. It is directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. It stars Chris Evans, Samuel Jackson, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Redford, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Kobe Smulders, Emily Van Camp, and Toby Jones. So anyway, please tell me, what is your one-sentence review, Cognitive Gamer? I'll also drop a sick beat so that you can freestyle.
Captain America #2 was just as good as #1, even better than the Avengers, but I don't really know because it's gonna get its Avenger because it's even better than that. I don't know how to freestyle rap. Oh. So it was pretty good. It was a highly entertaining film that was just as good as the Avengers. So if you like the Avengers and you like being part of that universe, why aren't you watching Captain America 2? In fact, you probably already watched Captain America 2, because a lot of people watched Captain America 2 this weekend.
It demolished box office records for April. I mean, who didn't watch that movie?
Who didn't watch Captain America 2?
Right.
Did you watch it in Spanish?
No, I did not. Though, admittedly, have you seen his original suit? It's blue on top with 1 star, and then 3 red stripes and 2 white stripes. That is the Puerto Rican flag.
I don't think they did it on purpose.
That is literally the Puerto Rican flag. I don't know why that guy keeps running around saying America, because that is definitely Puerto Rico.
He doesn't, though. Like, he's called Captain America, but he doesn't go around being like, America.
Right. He goes around going like, freedom, freedom, free, freedom.
Yeah, but he hates America. It's so weird. It's just like, seriously. No, he's like, he goes up and this is like, welcome to the new sort of freedom. This gun can kill a bunch of people. And he's like, that's not freedom. That's not America. And it's like a self-commentary on America. What's your one-sentence review before we dive into this?
Okay, my one-sentence review is more action, more thrilling, more adventure, but less heart than the previous Captain America.
I think it had plenty of heart.
Nope.
When he's next to his old wife who now has amnesia.
Old wife? She wasn't even his girlfriend. They didn't even go out.
Did they not?
No, that's why it was so good. That's why the ending of the last movie was so good. Because he was flying that plane into the ocean, which he obviously didn't have to, but that's a plot hole. Anyway, and he's basically talking to her before he goes, and he's saying that he's going to take her on a date and that they're going to go dancing. And they have this phenomenal, just the sweetest, saddest conversation. And then the communication just cuts off. And he sinks into the ocean and gets frozen for years until he wakes up again in the future. And that was so good. The emotions of this character, of Captain America, his life when he was a scrawny guy, and then reaching his own and trying to maintain his integrity and falling in love with this wonderful girl while at the same time getting the popularity of being Captain America. It was such a powerfully strong and emotional story. And when you get to that climax in the end, when he's talking to the girl, you just want to tear your heart out because it is so emotional. It is so great.
Which I think carries over when he's talking to his now Alzheimer's girlfriend thing.
I don't think he played that off very well. His acting
he played it off pretty well.
His acting was not very good in that scene.
I thought it was fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I felt sad.
Well, it was sad because you knew the context. It wasn't sad because of his acting. Because his acting...
I thought his acting was fine.
It did not
was like,
sell it.
Here's this woman that I kind of loved, kind of didn't. I haven't really seen her in like 80 years. And now she's dying. And now I kind of feel sad. But at the same time, it's kind of... It was more of like him seeing his old life completely slip away. Which I think was more of the point of that scene. Like, that's why he goes to the museum. It was kind of to like get a glimpse of his old life, which is now gone.
Right.
And it's like the whole movie's about him coming to terms with what his life was and what his life is.
And the changing world. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good.
I mean,
and come on, do you have to admit the emotional impact of Bucky actually being the Winter Soldier?
no, that was obvious.
But it was still emotional.
No, it wasn't, because you never got character development for Bucky apart from literally one scene in the original Captain America, and then one flashback in that movie. They did not set up the emotional trauma of the story
Not gonna fight you, Bucky.
like they should have.
I know you. Stop stabbing me.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to end up making GIFs of all of the scenes that you really enjoy from movies. I'm just going to grab that bit and make you a GIF as a present.
Well, thank you. You already made one for There Will Be Blood. How did that do, by the way?
People didn't like that, actually. It's not that the GIF was bad. It's just that I said, or the way that I posted it was, whenever I am in an ice cream place and my friends won't let me try something that they have.
That's pretty generic.
I know, right? And then people were like, no, that's mean. I hate people like you. And I'm like, oh. GIF is good, though. Right, guys? Right?
So Captain America 2, I thought it was pretty damn good. I thought it was better than the Avengers.
Really? Better than the Avengers?
Okay, I had one hitch, and that was, why didn't they call in the other Avengers? Where was Hawkeye during this whole thing?
Right? That's what
It's
you're
not like
wondering.
he was doing anything previously.
That's
so.
literally what you're wondering in all of the movies, right? After the Avengers, you're wondering, okay, pause. Wait a second. In Thor: The Dark World, when there was an enormous alien spaceship
That
crashing,
made sense, because that came out of nowhere. They did not, and nobody, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't know it was coming, and most of Thor 2 happened on a different planet. So, like, that one kind of made sense of why the other Avengers were not called in. Like, that one kind of makes sense.
there was an enormous swirling cloud of magic and blackness exuding from the center of England. And you're telling me that people weren't alerted to that.
S.H.I.E.L.D. may have known about it, but at the same time, it's not like they're gonna... What is Hawkeye gonna do about that? You know what I mean?
What's Hawkeye gonna do about anything?
But my point is, like, they're not gonna call in the Avengers because there wasn't really an issue. They didn't know what it was.
Yeah, but also the fact that the Winter Soldier wasn't...
And S.H.I.E.L.D. had scientists there.
The Winter Soldier wasn't really that big of a deal. The big deal was the fact that, spoilers, Hydra had infiltrated all of S.H.I.E.L.D. So S.H.I.E.L.D. was not going to respond to Hydra because S.H.I.E.L.D. was Hydra.
Yeah, but Nick Fury was alive and could have easily called up Tony Stark on his cell phone and been like, yo, so this shit's going down.
Really?
Or called Hawkeye.
Really?
Yeah, why? Why not?
Because they said...
Black Widow and Captain America, so why not Hawkeye?
They said that all of the S.H.I.E.L.D. people had infiltrated their communications and not, or that S.H.I.E.L.D. was a metaphor for the National Security Agency and all of their warrantless wiretapping and crap that Edward Snowden put out. But the point is that they were tapping into all of these communications that you could not get an encrypted line because everything that you trusted is being surveilled and you have no freedom.
I got that. So why doesn't Nick Fury fucking call Hawkeye? Why doesn't he write him a letter? They had enough time. Like,
No, they didn't have enough time.
They had enough time.
Nick
They could
Fury
have
had
overnighted a package to Hawkeye.
He had to remain dead. Nick Fury had to remain dead in the eyes of
why
everyone.
didn't Captain What's-Her-Face from How I Met Your Mother send a package? You know what I mean? Like, okay, there's probably obvious ways of getting in contact with them.
The point is...
why didn't Tony Stark see that S.H.I.E.L.D. is being attacked right now? I should probably get over there. I don't know, maybe.
I'm assuming that they might address it in Age of Ultron.
Hawkeye, why didn't you help? I was in Europe doing special covert ops for S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, okay.
I was busy shooting the back tip of my arrow 15 times.
And Tony Stark is going to be like, I'm glad you handled that without me. I was too busy being awesome. And then the Hulk's going to be like, I was in Guatemala.
Meditating because I'm so mean.
I'm so angry all the time. The point is, Hawkeye could have definitely been in this film.
He really could have, but instead they chose to focus on Scarlett Johansson's behind.
There was only like one scene of her behind.
There were literally 2 scenes of her behind.
In tight leather pants.
In tight leather pants, yeah.
Wouldn't you rather see that than Hawkeye pretending that he's a hero?
That is a tough call.
Yeah.
Hawkeye is so uninteresting.
I'm sure he's a very interesting character that they just have failed to develop.
I mean, how do you develop a character that has really good accuracy with a bow? I mean, that's the equivalent of, okay.
Scarlett Johansson is essentially just a secret agent.
But she's awesome. You can't make shooting a bow and arrow really accurately awesome unless you can also fight really well.
Unless you're in a ring and you have to face children. You have to murder them.
But that means Hawkeye has to, like, shake a lot and cry and not want to participate.
And pretend to act.
Exactly, yeah.
So where was Hawkeye? Where are the other Avengers? Where was anything related to S.H.I.E.L.D.? They got Abed from Community, but they couldn't get Hawkeye? All right.
Right?
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh, cameo. 3 seconds. Actually, the really cool thing that I do want to talk about in reference to The Winter Soldier is the fact that I also have been watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the television show, since it first came out. And I really like that television show. I really like what they've done. And it is insane. The show has gotten crazy because it is tied in with the movies. This isn't something like you have a movie and then a television show that spins off of it, or you have a television show and then a movie that spins off of it. No. What is going on here is a television show that is actively living in the universe and in the moment of the movies, which is crazy because last week there was an episode on Tuesday where they were getting hijacked by some people on their airplane, and all of a sudden the episode ended with their airplane getting rerouted somewhere, and you didn't know where the airplane was going. Then, that weekend, Captain America the Winter Soldier came out, okay? And then this Tuesday, this week's episode was about what was going on while Captain America Winter Soldier was happening, and they were trying to infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D. and find out what agents were on their side and which weren't, and then all of the double crossing that was happening and what was going to happen afterwards. It was so cool.
That is really cool. And you know what? That forces you to go to the theater and watch Captain America 2. It's an amazing marketing tool.
Right, yeah. And then it's great because the episode last week showed one of the guys that was the main agent in Captain America, the guy that had the suit, the bald head, and the glasses that they forced to talk when they threw him off the roof.
Okay.
That character was in an episode last week, and they were doing an op or whatever, and he was helping head it with a couple of other people. And he said, oh, wait a second, sorry about that. I just got called in. I have to go to a ship. And he left, and he was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to get my sea legs or something like that. And he headed over to the ship, and the ship is the one that got hijacked in the beginning of Captain America. That is so cool, okay? That is so cool.
Did they ever reveal how Coulson is alive?
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
well,
what happened?
They did, ish.
Okay, is he a clone?
No, he's not a clone.
Okay, is he an alien?
He's not an alien, but I'm not going to...
Just tell me.
No, I'm not going to tell you. You should really watch that.
I watched most of the show. I just stopped watching, before the episode they revealed it. So just reveal it.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah!
It gets so good after that.
That's what I heard. What? How?
Just keep watching
No,
it.
just tell me.
I'm not going to tell you.
Anyway, so thumbs up, thumbs down for Captain America?
I would say thumbs up for Captain America. It's not as good as the first one. I don't think that the first one deserved...
I disagree with that.
I did not think that the first one deserved the ratings that it got because it was around like a high 70s, 80 kind of rating. I don't think it was that much. I think that the emotional impact and the movie, even though it did lull kind of a little bit in the middle...
Kind of a lot of it.
I think that it deserved more than an 80. I would say 85 for the original Captain. And for this movie, I would put it more at like an 80, 83. It is a very good movie, but the thing is, it is all almost heartless action, even though the action is fantastic. Because the action...
Those car scenes? I was surprised they destroyed cars.
Right?
They just straight up destroyed cars. Because usually they, cut away or they try to minimize damage. No. They legitimately, crashed into other cars. That was crazy. The budget for this movie was a lot, and it shows.
Right. No, it completely does. And again, all of the fight scenes were really great. they minimized the camera cuts and the camera shake as much as they could, which I really enjoyed. And I don't know, it was just such great action. The fight scenes were fantastic. I loved the fight scenes. I loved all the choreography. It was so, so great.
How nerdy do you want to make this talk? Because we can now talk about Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Oh my god, right? Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in the end? Oh god.
I think they're going to be villains in the Ultron. Because the way they were displayed there in that little teaser was like, they're kind of villainous.
Right, yeah.
And then they're going to become good by the end because, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the first stinger at the end of the animated credits. And then there was a second stinger at the end of the actual credits.
Right. What was the second one again?
The second stinger was the one where Bucky goes to the museum.
Right.
And he sees his actual history, and he goes like, bum, 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 and it's over.
So do you think he's going to return in Age of Ultron, or do you think he's going to just kind of wait it out until Captain 3 or Captain retires?
No idea, because I went with my uncle, and he said that he had a friend that was a super fan of Captain America and had read all of the comics, and that they were talking about how in the actual comic...
Those people exist?
Yeah, in the actual...
People are actually fans of Captain America?
Yeah. In the comics, apparently Captain America dies, and Bucky assumes the role of Captain America. So, Captain America 3 spoilers, anyone?
He's either going to die or he's going to retire. I mean, he's already kind of talking about it in this one. Yeah. So, yeah. I want to know how they handle Iron Man. How did they get rid of him?
I have no idea.
Because he doesn't have another Iron Man movie, right?
He shouldn't. I don't think so. It would cost way too much money. That's Robert Downey Jr., man.
So does he just die in Age of Ultron?
I have no idea.
Maybe he gets sucked into a different universe forever.
That would suck.
God, it's going to be such a depressing movie because it has to tie up everything. I think Thor has another movie, right?
Yeah, the movies that are currently or that are supposed to be in production is Thor 3, Captain America 3, and Avengers Age of Ultron and Avengers the third one, which is something like Apocalypse? No, that's the X-Men movie after Days of Future Past.
And you forgot Ant-Man.
But I'm talking about the main Avengers style people.
Well, they're going to become the main Avengers.
Right, but I'm saying like the cast that we have now.
They're still hinting at a Hulk movie, so we'll see.
Wait. Before we move on, I really want to talk about the implications of mass surveillance and freedom.
Oh yeah, it was totally a commentary on NSA.
Right?
No.
Do you think a movie this big will actually lead to any change?
No, because nobody's noticing it. We would have already seen people getting up in arms about it or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how blatantly obvious they can make it to the point where the main character himself says it. He has lines over and over again about freedom and about surveillance and blah, 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 and people will do nothing.
But people have already done nothing. If they were going to do something, they would have done it already. It's not going to be Captain America that pushes them. But then again, who knows?
It's the thing where people say, people should be paying attention to this, or they should be making this more apparent in media forms or whatnot. And then Hollywood actually ends up making a movie whose main topic is the question of, is giving away your freedom to these kinds of surveillance things for the quote-unquote greater good a good thing or not? And then all people focus on is Scarlett Johansson's behind and awesome action.
And neo-Nazis? I mean, that's the problem with this, right? They're trying to mix in a real-world concerns with neo-Nazis, which kind of make it kind of hard to swallow and digest and kind of relate it to our world, right?
That's true, yeah.
That's the main problem. It's a comic book movie. I think it made it more real, hit closer to home with its themes, but I don't think it would be enough because obviously there's also not a man dressed up in a gigantic American flag flinging a shield around.
In a gigantic Puerto Rican flag. No, I agree. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to affect any change at all either, because people tend to not want to take action in the United States, but that is beside the point. And it's just one of those things where people just don't care enough, Yeah. And it's justified. They justify it in their head, which is something that Captain America said no to. He was like, no, that's not what freedom is. Though, then again...
He was from the 1940s.
He was from the 1940s, and defining freedom is a very, very tough thing to do.
Right. All right, let's move on to a very freedom movie. A movie that really, really, really reinforces the Second Amendment.
The Netflix movie spotlight, totally not sponsored by Netflix yet, movie, which this week was Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Last Stand. On IMDb, it's got a 6.4. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 60 with a 39% top critic score. And on Metacritic, it's got a 54%. It is directed by Kim Ji-woon. It is written by Andrew Nauer. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Forrest Whitaker, Eduardo Noriega, Luis Guzman, Jamie Alexander, Peter Stormare, and Johnny Knoxville. And again in Spanish, Eduardo Noriega y Luis Guzman. What is your one-sentence review, Cognitive Gamer?
If I was drunk, I'd totally watch this on Netflix.
Okay. My one-sentence review is garbage.
It wasn't that bad.
It was
oh my God.
so... Do you know why I...
It was not that
Do you know
bad.
why I included the writer in these listings of the credits or whatnot that I read in the beginning? Do you know why I included him? Because that person should be shot, okay?
It wasn't that bad.
The dialogue was the worst thing that I have...
It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. You obviously had way higher expectations.
I did not have way higher expectations. I just want... Okay, no. There are action movies that can be really good. Then there's also action movies that try to be tropey action movies that can be really good. This movie tried to be a tropey action movie, but also tried to be a tropey comedy, and also tried to be a tropey feelsy movie, and it just didn't work.
Who cares about the dialogue? Like, The Raid, which is one of the best action movies ever, has some of the worst dialogue.
I don't think so. I think the dialogue is decent. For the movie that it is, it's decent. This dialogue was awful. It was terrible.
The farmer was shot in the head and then dragged inside. You've been arrested.
You cannot buy my honor.
Like, I have to say, the beginning was way heavier than the ending, which I thought was kind of weird.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? When I saw the beginning, I was like, this could actually be a really cool movie, you know? Especially with the beginning credits. The beginning credits, or the way that they introduced The Last Stand, that entire motion graphic and animation was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And then they just did not... The problem was that they did not know what the movie was supposed to be.
Right.
They didn't know. They were flipping back and forth between a stupid buddy cop comedy and a somewhat weirdly not very serious drama and a action movie. And it was just so freaking weird.
Like, the beginning was kind of a drama-esque, and by the end it was just stupid action. It was really weird how that transformation just happened as well.
It was. And the bad guy in the movie was awful. The bad guy that drove and stuff, he was such a bad guy. I mean...
He was a car.
He was.
The bad guy was a car.
He was a car. The better bad guy was Peter Stormare. That was the main bad guy in that movie if you don't pay attention to the plot. He was the main bad guy.
Yeah. But I think the other bad guy wasn't, like, it seemed like he was a thief or something. He had lots of money.
He was just a drug peddler, drug smuggler, and stuff like that. Yeah.
So he essentially was a fast car and a bank account.
Yeah.
It was weird how they tried to combine both movies into one movie.
Right.
Because obviously it was way too shallow to have just Arnold Schwarzenegger get a bus with a gun in it for an hour and a half.
An illegal World War II gun supplied to him by Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah. Like, the whole Forrest Whitaker story was kind of weird. I don't know. It was okay. It was better than what I was expecting.
Really? I wasn't expecting anything.
I was expecting such garbage. And I got slightly better than garbage.
I got garbage, man. I got garbage right out of...
It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie.
The entire
As somebody who's been watching those since, like, the fucking 80s, that was pretty much on par.
I was sitting, watching this movie, going like, and just rubbing my temples the entire time.
It was way better than the golden teapot.
The brass teapot?
No,
it was not. No, it was not.
It was.
No, it was not.
Oh my god,
we are not getting into this.
That movie is so bad.
We are not getting into this. We had another podcast about this.
It was way better than Flypaper. It was way better than a lot of movies that we watch on Netflix.
No, actually, I think it's right under Flypaper.
No. What? No.
Yeah, I think it's right under Flypaper.
No.
The Brass Teapot is not as bad as you're making it out to be.
That movie is horrendous.
I don't think so. We've already talked about this. We are not going onto treaded ground.
The Last Stand was like a movie I would totally watch with my dad because he likes crap like that. And I like crap like that. So
it is too garbage to be able to be appreciated correctly.
I think
I can appreciate bad movies.
I think it was just on par with The Man of Tai Chi. Like, as far as dialogue goes, come on.
No, because see, you're focusing on one specific part of Man of Tai Chi, and that is the end when Keanu Reeves keeps on repeating the same thing.
That whole movie had terrible dialogue.
The dialogue was all right.
And same with The Last Stand.
No, The Last Stand's dialogue was just ass. It was ass.
It was fine.
It was literally ass.
I want to go to LA. All right, I can help you.
You know the type of thing that you do in a vet clinic, and you put on a glove and you stick your finger inside a dog's behind and you squeeze and then like liquid comes out? Yeah. That is the type of writing in this movie.
Why do you have to be in a vet clinic? You can do that in the comfort of your own home.
I've never done that. I don't know.
You've never squeezed butt glands?
You've squeezed butt glands in the middle of your house?
My girlfriend's parents' dog has a problem with butt glands, so they have to squeeze it often.
Oh, well, that doesn't even count.
How does that not count?
That doesn't count because he has a disease.
That's not a disease. It's just dogs' butt glands get infected, so you have to squeeze them.
All right, but anyway, the point is, my analogy was that The Last Stand writing was anal secretions. That is my analogy, okay?
I thought it was fine.
It was so bad. There's about to be a fugitive that's gonna go through town. You all should leave. I just got my breakfast. I'm 67, and I'm eating bacon, eggs, and cheese.
That was pretty funny.
Oh, I had what he's having, too. Oh, don't look at me. It was such awful delivery. It was so bad. The writing was so bad.
It was fine. It was just fine.
I did not laugh once during that movie.
It's because you're cynical and you're a jerk.
Oh my god.
You're definitely not a cool guy. You should be the cynical guy. You should be the guy that has no love.
I could just say the exact same thing about The Brass Teapot. Okay? With you. I could say the same thing.
That movie was just the worst.
To each their own. I think Last Stand was garbage and is not worth watching unless you are incredibly hammered.
Which, let's be honest, most people on Netflix probably are.
Yeah, but you should not watch it unless you're incredibly hammered. That is literally the only takeaway from this movie.
It was a fine movie. It was fine. I agree with like the 50% or whatever. That's probably where I would put it. But that's not bad for an Arnold Schwarzenegger action.
I would put it, actually, I'm going to go and agree with the top critics, even though that makes me really pretentious. But I think that it is like a 39. 39 is the rating that it has, top critics score. And
that's better than what I would give The Brass Teapot.
I think that it is at like a 35, maybe.
I'd give The Brass Teapot probably a 10.
I told you already. If you guys want to find out what we think about The Brass Teapot, go look for our Brass Teapot episode. It is up on PostGrad Entertainment's YouTube channel, so you can go ahead and check it out there.
The point is, The Last Stand was pretty okay. All right, let's move on.
All right. Anyway, yes. New on DVD and Blu-ray and theaters this week.
Okay. Ooh.
Starting off with new on DVD and Blu-ray, we have The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. August, Osage County.
Ooh.
Grudge Match. Justin Bieber's Believe.
Wait. Grudge Match?
Yeah.
That's the Sylvester Stallone movie, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, all right.
We also have Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, which wasn't that movie just in theaters?
It was in limited release in January.
Because that means it came out really fast.
It was a couple months. Like I said, it was limited release though, so
right.
They usually come out a little bit.
Right. Black Coffee, Zero Charisma, A Field in England, Cavemen, Best Night Ever, Snake and Mongoose, and Nurse 3D. Have you seen Nurse 3D?
No, what the hell is Nurse 3D?
It's basically like a better version of that one movie that we watched. What was it? The one with the plastic surgeon girl?
American Mary?
American Mary, that one.
That was a great movie, except for that terrible, terrible ending.
Yeah, well, apparently there's a movie called Nurse 3D, which came out, and it's medical horror porn, I guess. Anyway, next on the agenda, we have theaters, which this week is Rio 2, Draft Day, Oculus, and all of the next ones are in limited release. Only Lovers Left Alive, Joe, Hateship, Loveship, Dancing in Jaffa, The Railway Man, Cuban Fury, and Hank and Asha.
I haven't heard of any of those movies.
Well, it's in limited release, so it makes sense that you haven't
I
heard of
know.
it. But anyway, the movie
Okay.
that we're watching for next week is Oculus. So
Oculus!
it's going to be a horror movie-a-thon next week. And the Netflix movie for next week is Kill List. So we have our horror movies that we're going to be watching.
I want to argue about that.
No, it totally is. Anyway, moving on to news.
God damn it. All right, can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
People are having sex live on the PlayStation 4 still.
Wait, what?
So if you have the PlayStation 4 camera, you can stream to a thing called the Playroom, which is on Sony's website. Or it's like on the PlayStation 4, you can like log into it and you can see people playing games, right? And one of them is called the Playroom, which is essentially just it's like AR.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can play with like little robots.
Okay.
And like you can tickle them and then like grab them and then you can like make toys for them and then like give them the toys. It's really cool. But people are using this as an outlet to have sex on live TV or have sex live on the app.
And people thought that this wasn't gonna happen? I mean,
I don't know.
Hello.
I mean, it's already been this game was already banned on Twitch because of this problem, but you can still stream it from PlayStation. So, oh man,
what does this even have to do with movies?
It doesn't. I think it's just really interesting. Why do these people want to have sex live on this stupid PlayStation app? It's so weird.
Why not?
Because that's weird.
All right, move on to actual movie news.
Okay. All right. Okay. Rumor has it that Gremlins remake is on the fast track at Warner Brothers.
Really?
So do you remember that 80s movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be coming back.
That is not exciting at all.
How is it not exciting?
Are you kidding me?
How is it not exciting? Gremlins was such a good movie. Make sure you don't give it food after midnight.
I hate remakes. I don't like remakes. I'm annoyed by them.
Gremlins, man. Remember Gremlins 2?
Yes.
And it was like in the future and it was kind of stupid.
Kind of?
Yeah. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was nothing like Gremlins 1.
Yeah.
There's a flying gremlin.
Get more news. Give me more news.
So, rumor has it that Gremlins remake is on the fast track at Warner Brothers. So just, there's a new Gremlins movie getting made, maybe. Do you remember Gremlins 2? How it was set in the future?
I'm gonna kill you. Just give me more news.
Okay. Wreck-It Ralph sequel may be in production.
The movie finished off so well.
I agree. But what if it was like a totally different character?
Well, yeah, but then why is it called Wreck-It Ralph?
I don't know. There were talks about this like last year when the movie first came out, or 2 years ago when the movie first came out, and saying like I remember them coming out and saying, yeah, a sequel might definitely happen. We were going to try to tackle home console games, and of course Mario was not in this game, but he's definitely in the cards. So I think that would be an interesting thing. Maybe it's a different Wreck-It Ralph. Maybe it's a different Ralph. It's like the special console version of Wreck-It Ralph. Or would that be too hard for audiences to grasp? I don't know.
Nega Ralph.
And anyway, Wreck-It Ralph sequel officially on the cards.
It's just, I don't know, it's just...
That's according to the composer Henry Jackman.
Why can't Disney just let a movie run its course without having to cash in on a stupid sequel?
Do you know what money is?
I do. I just don't think that it should let you make garbage and ruin something that was beautiful.
Whoa! A second Wreck-It Ralph would be, I think, really cool.
I don't.
Well, you're wrong. All right. What's some of your news?
Some of my news is the fact that Star Wars Episode VII is set to build an actual Tatooine set in the desert, just like the original Star Wars did, but that's awesome. Since they're including a lot of live, real sets in the area, That would be really cool to be able to just go and find Tatooine out in the desert. But yeah, they're starting to build it, which is so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
These are not the droids you were looking for.
Hark back to last week's episode. But but yeah.
Wait, I also have Star Wars news.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Star Wars Episode VII reportedly eyeing a British actress. Her name is Macy Richardson.
Okay.
And she's being eyed as perhaps maybe Obi-Wan's daughter or granddaughter. Which is weird to think that Obi-Wan got it on.
That's really weird, because why would Obi-Wan have a daughter?
Why wouldn't he have a daughter? He probably had...
He's a Jedi. They're celibate.
Not all the time. Obviously, Obi-Wan was a huge player. Are you telling me Luke Skywalker never got it on? He has a daughter, so no, you're wrong.
It's just, you're not supposed to give into that type of stuff.
Are you telling me Yoda and Yodel did not be like, yes, date, shall we?
What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
Attempt at a Yoda voice. Are you telling me that Yoda and Yodel were never like, hook up in broom closet, shall we? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
So in other Star-related news,
okay,
we have a new Battlestar Galactica movie that's supposed to be coming out. And apparently it's going to be completely separate from the television series.
I would hope so.
It's going to be a full...
television show is so old, it wouldn't even make sense.
Well, no, because they rebooted the television show for Sci-Fi, and that show was great. It is great. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, but it's old. Like, the reboot was still old.
Well, yeah, definitely. It started around the same time as Firefly, rest in peace. I mean, yeah, it's pretty old, but I don't know how I feel
I don't think they could make a movie about the TV show at this time.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, that ship has sailed, unfortunately.
It has, yeah. But I don't know, man. It's really weird. I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, that would make...
Cylons and... I don't know anything else about Battlestar Galactica.
Right. But, yeah, whatever. We'll see.
Okay.
What other news do you have?
It looks like a Gremlins remake.
Oh my god!
Led from Warner Brothers. So, the Gremlins movie from the 1980s. Do you remember that one?
Oh my god! Give me actual news.
Okay. There's a report today. Movies with women in prominent roles make more money at the box office.
Really?
Yeah. So, there was a study essentially showing that movies that pass the Bechdel test.
Yeah.
Usually make more profit because they usually cost less to make, but then they make a lot of money. Right. So big movies in this would of course be The Hunger Games, Frozen. There's obviously some outliers that just make a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm thinking that if they took Frozen and the Hunger Games movies into account, I'm thinking that they might have thrown their statistics unless they accounted for the outliers.
But I mean, they count because they pass the...
Yeah, they do count, but those movies are really big outliers because they're enormous movies.
Oh, totally.
So,
I mean, we're looking at Twilight. You know what I mean?
But movies Twilight definitely did not pass the Bechdel test.
It had a...
Twilight could not have passed the Bechdel test.
Why? It has a female lead that shows within the first 30 seconds, and it has other female characters.
No. The Bechdel test says that you have to have a female lead, and you have to have another female that is not the female lead, and they both have to interact and talk about something that is not a male character.
Yep, that definitely would happen in Twilight.
That's impossible.
Anna Kendrick was the other main vampire, and they probably got together plenty of times to be like, oh crap, the vampires are attacking us. That counts.
That counts, but the thing is, they must have talked about her love interest at some point or other in that movie. They must have done that, and that would immediately falter on the test. You cannot talk about the guy.
Wouldn't count either, because they definitely talked about male characters. I don't think that counts against it and makes it fail the Bechdel test, because they can still have a conversation outside of that that's not about a male character to make it count. So Twilight would definitely count. Some Twilights may not, but some Twilights maybe did. So
that's gross.
The point is, these movies obviously have a smaller budget, but make a lot more money.
Right.
And that could be that they're just based on properties, kind of such as that. I can't even think of a movie that passes the Bechdel test that isn't based on a series or is a Disney movie.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe Osage County.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea, right? Like, let's look at the movies that came out this year. They were all men.
And we talked about that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, oh my God, Wolf of Wall Street?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Actually, thank you for that with Wolf of Wall Street, because that's actually my news. There are allegations that Wolf of Wall Street and Dumb and Dumber 2, the sequel that they're currently doing, were financed, get this, with embezzled funds.
Embezzled from who?
It was this company that had investors, quote unquote, from basically a lot of the Middle East and the India area. And they were thinking that they were embezzling funds from that area through into the movie so that they did not have to report on it and that type of stuff, and they could launder or whatnot.
That's ingenious.
Isn't that hilarious, though? Wolf of Wall Street?
They probably knew.
Apparently, $100 million was what was used to finance Wolf of Wall Street from the people that are getting sued. And that was apparently a lot of it was embezzled, or all of it. That is ironic. That right there is the definition of irony.
So does that mean that Dumb and Dumber 2 or whatever the hell it's called, does that mean that movie will be halted?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, thank God we got Wolf of Wall Street, right? And
Yeah.
they didn't stop the production, because, I mean,
Well,
what
who
more
knows if they do?
surefire way would have Leo had to not win an Oscar? I mean, come on. Anyway,
Do you think they knew beforehand?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
All right, do you have any more news?
So Gremlins has been fast-tracked.
God damn it. Okay, so anyway, I have one more bit of news, and that is a trailer. The trailer for Zach Braff's Kickstarter-funded movie, Wish I Was Here, and we will watch it right now. All right, so what did you think?
Zach Braff made a movie.
It looks very pretty.
Yeah, it does. So what's up? Is that Chloe? What's her face? It looks like Hit Girl.
Oh, Chloe Grace Moretz? No, that's
Yeah.
not her, I don't think.
Okay. I mean, it's probably just the purple hair. It's throwing me. Okay, so it's about Zach Braff, who has a daughter, I assume. What's this movie about?
I will read you the synopsis.
Okay.
The story of Aiden Bloom, a struggling actor, father, and husband who, at 35, is still trying to find his identity, a purpose for his life. He winds up trying to homeschool his two children while his father can no longer afford to pay for private education, and the only available public school is on its last legs. Through teaching them about life his way, Aiden gradually discovers some of the parts of himself he couldn't find.
I'm sure it'll be at Sundance.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll definitely be at Sundance. I mean, it seems like a very Zach Braffy movie, and it seems really sweet at the same time. I watched Garden State, and I didn't really like it, so...
Why didn't you like it?
I don't
I
know.
heard that movie was pretty great.
I don't know. I just don't know why. I don't really remember when it was that I saw it. I just remember that I saw it, and I was not impressed by it at all.
Maybe you didn't get it, man. You know? Maybe you didn't understand it.
Right, yeah. But, I mean, I guess I'll have to watch it again. It's on that list of movies that I have to watch again, like Tropic Thunder. That garbage. So, I mean, it seems really interesting and it looks really pretty. So, what are you going to do, you know? Well, I suppose we'll wait and see.
Did you kickstart it?
He kickstarted it, yeah.
No, but I mean, did you support it?
No, I didn't.
Why didn't you give Zach Braff your money?
No.
He's huge on the Reddits.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him my money, though. Anyway, with that...
I have one more piece of news.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Gremlins
God
has been
damn it.
greenlit.
Anyway,
WP.
with that, we are
for
done.
Warner Brothers too. Do you remember the Gremlins movie?
We are done with our podcast, so thank you all for listening. I'm Cool Guy. He's the Cognitive Gamer. You can follow me on Twitter at The Right Pad. You can follow him at Cognitive Gamer. You can find us on YouTube, PostGrad Games. Just type that into the search bar, and we pop right up. There are also, in that YouTube channel, the old podcasts that basically have little choices so that you can skip through to all of the individual parts that you would like to hear. And I'm, of course, referring to all of the podcasts that you cannot find anymore on Podomatic. They are all over there in the YouTube channel. Also, we have a Twitch stream and a Facebook page. The Twitch stream is PostGrad Games, and our Facebook page is PostGrad Entertainment, or facebook.com/PostGradENT. We do giveaways. We do awesome stuff where we let you know about movies. We ask you a bunch of questions.
Stripping for bar mitzvahs.
We really want to interact with you guys, so please let us know what you think. Please comment, all of that type of stuff. Talk to us. We really, really enjoy it. And you already know the movies that are going to be going on next week and all that jazz. And the Cognitive Gamer also writes blogs, but who cares, everyone, right? Am I right?
Exactly. Welcome, cool guy, to Who Wants to Be a PostGrad Millionaire?
Oh my god. Anyways.
All right, so this is the question for all the marbles.
Thank you all for watching and have a great day.
Is it choice A, taxi? Is it choice B, a double-decker bus? Is it choice C, a scooter that's slightly rusted? Is it D, a jet plane?
They're never going to find out because the podcast's going to end and it's going to cut me right off.